Hey, what is up YouTube? Andrew Rooney here. I'm a full-time drummer and drum teacher right here in Auckland, New Zealand, and that is a Lego TIE Fighter. We have got a PayPal request for my friend, my buddy, Mike Gammon. I've got a beauty for you.
That's what she said.
Iron Butterfly released an epic, iconic song in 1968 called In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, which was originally in the Garden of Eden. But the way the keyboard singer sang it, it sounded like what they ended up changing the title to, since it sounded cooler and more mysterious. I like that. It featured a 15-year-old prodigy on lead guitar and what would become the original first great rock drum solo. My uncle gave me the album, my first, when I was 9 at the time, which I just about wore out. Age 9, getting given this. Okay. A lot of people, including me, consider it to be the greatest drum solo ever. And this is a double PayPal request. So Mike Gammon, thank you so much. I realize this is a long one.
That's what she said.
So we're going to get straight into it. We've got some crazy stereo effects going on. I think the drums are all on the right channel, and the keyboard intro. Then the bass came in really strong on the left, and I think the guitar is both sides. Oh man, this is good stuff. Mike, naughty Mike, you know what you're doing. This is good. This is good.
Don't you know that I'm loving you?
Interesting vocals.
In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, baby. Don't you know that I'll always be true? Oh, won't you come with me and take my hand? Oh, won't you come with me and walk this line?
Those rolls, those fills are crisp. So crisp. Yeah, it's some real extreme panning. I believe you said, did you say it was 1968, this recording? Total different world. The playing is really tight and really, really tasty. I dig this. Finger snaps.
In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, honey. Don't you know that I'm loving you? In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, baby. Don't you know that I'll always be true? Oh, won't you come with me and take my
Just stop there. I think the vocals are about to come back in. The meter, really, really even there. I would love to put this onto a click, and not that things need to be on a click. I just love to put this on a click to compare, where we started to where we are 3 minutes 23 into the song, because those backbeats feel like a clock. They are so in sync. The big roll, triplet rolls that he's doing around the snare and toms, killer. Playing with dynamics during the solo too. It's great to hear a fully formed organ solo with a beginning, middle, and end, and just a real shape to the solo. And you could feel the band just here where we're at now cool off and sort of vamp, and we're about to go back into probably the vocals, unless there's another solo coming up here. 17 minutes for a song. Back when artists would take their time telling a story. This is beautiful. Still getting used to this. Okay, we're going to guitar solo. Up on that bell. Another one. They're all catching that hit. Bum, bum, bum. Ding, ding, ding on the bell. It's the jazz comping approach to the soloist. This different time. 1968. Completely different time for music. Wow. Improvising little motifs. That backbeat. Perfect. Great solo. Okay. Still doing that motif in the comping, the ensemble. Simmering. I thought they were fading out, but they're doing that acoustically. Oh, it's going stereo. Kick drum ostinato. Nice dynamics. Panning. It's coming back around the side. This is so cool. Get some good headphones, guys. Call and response. Oh, it's just too many things here. Setting up a different feel and vamp here. It's got almost like a sci-fi quality about it, this part. Scraping along the strings. Quite haunting, this bit. I really like this. It's quite beautiful. that organ riff that's coming back in that sort of main theme, just before I forget, just sort of want to stop it, and there's so many things going on, so many things racing through my mind. He is actually playing the same kick and snare or rim click pattern as he was before. Dun dun da dum dun 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 da dum dun da dun. A really syncopated kick drum part. So even when they went quiet and he was backing this really atmospheric, what I called like a sci-fi type, Mr. On's type section here, it is the same motif, it is the same rhythm, and as when he was playing like full blown the groove before, and the solo. I'll come to it at the end, but it was just such a restrained solo. We're so used to hearing drum chops, licks, and solos. That didn't have any licks or chops. It was just music. I'll come to that at the end, but let's just keep it going. Sorry for stopping. Original video link, as always, down in the description. Go get it. Yeah. This is the same beat, just on the ride. What? Funk bass? Now I've gone all sort of Middle Eastern type vibe. My more seasoned keyboardist, guitarist, bassist, melodic, harmonic instruments out there. What are we in here? Harmonic minor? Hit me in the comments. Harmonic minor. I'm going to go with that. Oh, elephant. We're traversing the world here. Feels animalistic now. Funky bass. Different percussion layers here. Back to that original theme. You just bring it in, man.
In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, honey. Don't you know that I'm loving you? In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, baby. Don't you know that I'll always be true? Oh, won't you come with me and take my hand? Oh, won't you come with me and we'll walk this line?
Tight fills.
Please take my hand.
Oh, give the drummer some. One of these is just going to stop. Which one's it going to be? This time. Yeah, all right. Holy smokes. Okay, where do you even begin? Ron Bushy, by the way, I just noticed there was a follow-up message from you, Mike Gehrman, informing me that the drummer was Ron Bushy. So thank you for that. Good Lord. In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. In the Garden of Eden. Okay, just trying to sort of piece together obviously it's quite an epic song with many different movements and many different sections. Just trying to think sort of how this all works and fits together and sort of the meanings behind it and what they're going for here. As always, I didn't really catch a lot of the words. There was that sort of standard, I guess, 60s, mid to late 60s sort of part, which is I wanted to shout it out when it was happening. That was the only bit to me that really, really time-stamped it. But anyway, it's sort of gone and I didn't stop it, so I'll leave that bit. The drum solo. Man! Dude's playing music. So he got this eighth note bass drum ostinato going. Then he brought in the hi-hats every second kick drum as well, and we got this 2-foot ostinato going, which is jazz ostinato. So you can tell probably has listened to a lot of jazz or is a jazz player, or it's the 60s. A lot of rock and roll was coming out of jazz, of course. So the drummers and the people that they would have been seen at the time, people like Buddy Rich and on and on, definitely got that big jazz influence. What was really, really interesting to me about the drum solo was the lack of chops. And people are going to go, how dare you, man? You've got no chops. I've seen your covers. You don't have any chops either. I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm saying it in a good way. It's nice to hear music. I love chops as well. I love to hear and see chops, but it's quite different when you hear such a different approach. I don't know whether the solo was restrained. It didn't feel restrained, but I don't know whether the drummer was specifically playing a certain way to hit all the corners and curves of the story that the group's trying to tell and stay within that framework, or whether, that's just Ron Bushy's style, or who knows. I don't know enough about Ron Bushy yet, but really, really cool was more a use of panning, like the drums. That was just such a cool effect. You got to listen to this stuff with good headphones. Just that panning effect of the drums just, moving around, and you had that sort of 60s psychedelic sort of feel to the music and the panning, and I was starting to, really, really cool. It felt like they were playing within a framework to tell the story, as opposed to just blowing chops and look how fast I can do this and check out this rudiment. And, there was none of that. It was just stripped back, raw. The tones as well with these groups. I've talked about this before. Back in the day, now I do think there were some overdubs here. I believe there were, because it felt like there were at least two drummers, unless someone was jumping off and picked up some sticks. It did feel like there were drum overdubs, especially later on in the song. I think I pointed it out. But I love basically how raw and simple things were. So what I mean by this is, if you've got a keyboard or organ player, drummer, guitarist, bassist, and I think one of them was singing, or maybe all of them were singing. So if you've got 4 instruments on the stage, let's say one of them's guitar. If the guitar starts soloing, you don't have a rhythm guitar anymore. That piece of the puzzle has gone because that person's actually soloing. That creates a bit more space, and it creates realism, like what would happen at a gig. If you've got 4 people and one of them starts soloing, and it's all live, you've lost the rhythm guitar. We've got all the space, now this person's soloing, and it changes the whole soundscape. We get very used to a concrete wall of sound, and there's just this 3,000 layers of synth and keyboards, and it's just this huge, impressive, loud noise. And it doesn't matter if someone takes a solo because we've got 500 other tracks in the backing tracks. Nothing against that. I'm down with that. I've done heaps of that kind of stuff. It's all good. This is just so different. And combine that with the panning, we have so much space. Likewise, we have an organ solo. Now we've got no organ backing. We've got no organ playing rhythm. That's been used up on the organ solo. So now the guitar might change how they're comping. Drums might change how they're comping to compensate for that, or might not, and might just truck on through, and it shines a light on what they're doing. It makes that really interesting. And then typically when the drums solo, everyone just leaves, right? Leaves the stage. Looking at you, Led Zeppelin. Just leave. Just go backstage. Do what you got to do. Bonham's got this. We'll see you in 15 minutes. Just a really, really cool musical drum solo. I'm not saying the dudes that blow loads of chops aren't musical. I'm not saying that at all. It's just a different type of solo and not chops based. It's just music. Hard to do. Really hard to do. We had all the typical things. We had the dynamics. We had the call and response. I wanted to stop it at the time to pick up on what it was, but I also didn't want to stop it midway through a drum solo. I think we had different toms, high tom, floor tom, and these call and response moments. Just super cool. Really dug it. Mike Gammon, I'll leave it there because this is already a long video.
That's what she said.
But Mike Gammon, thank you so much for the port. Mike Gammon, thank you for the port. Mike Gammon, thank you so much for the support. And guys, thank you so much for watching. Catch you on the next one. Hey, what is up, wood choppers? Please do remember original video links, as always, in the description of each video. Please do go along, check it out, and support the artist. If you enjoy my channel, please do consider hitting that subscribe button, like button, and leaving a comment down below with what you thought of this video and what you would like me to check out in the future. If you would like to support my channel further, I do have a Patreon. It's just $5 a month, and you will get access to the blocked videos. If you have a reaction request that you definitely want to get on the channel, the only way I can guarantee that at this point is via the PayPal link, and it supports the channel. So thanks in advance. And remember, you, as a subscriber of my channel, you get access to a full and free 30-day trial over at DRUMEO. Learn from the world's best drummers and drum teachers, and they've got over 6,000 songs in the database. Downloadable PDFs for those transcriptions, or you can play along, watch in the player, slow down, loop sections. It is truly awesome. Go check it out. 30 days free on me. Guys, until next time, keep chopping wood. Take it easy. Ciao.